What's going on? Welcome again, SPN Lineups featuring Billy D, Steve the Fantasy Assassin. Check us out on Twitter at SPN Lineups, and you can find our videos Facebook, Instagram at No Limit Fantasy Sports. Today we're talking NHL. Check out CryptoFantasySports.com. We have our very own tournament giving away $10 every day in No Limit coin. Tournament's called the SPN Lineup Special. In order to win, you have to include the player I'll be naming later in the show. We had a winner yesterday, a repeat offender, Mr. Congo. I believe that's the second time you took my money. Leave a comment with your NLC2 address, and I'll send you the prize. Steve, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. How about you?
Fan-frickin-tastic. How did everything go down yesterday in the NHL?
Well, before we get to yesterday, I do want to remind everybody that the trade deadline is at 3 p.m. Eastern Time today, so make sure guys haven't changed teams before you put them in your lineup. Well, there's been rare cases of a player actually suiting up for his new team that night. Lots of fantasy sports platforms, they don't honor that player's score with the new team, so just don't do it. So, in what can only be described as a developing conspiracy, no Yevgenyis were active yesterday.
No Yevgeny.
However, Nashville steamrolled the Blues 4-0, giving Pekka Rinne his 6th shutout on the season and now just one away from 50 on his career. The Sabres continue to be a thorn in the side of the new-look Bruins, and it wasn't a great debut for Rick Nash. Many Bruins fans will probably be left wondering why the team gave up so much for a guy with a history of performing so poorly in the playoffs.
Hey, Steve, how old is Rick Nash?
Isn't he like 65?
Okay, I thought he was 66, but thanks for clearing that up.
No, not at pension age just yet. But the Rangers lost again, of course. This time 3-2 in overtime against Detroit. One bright spot for the Rangers was the 2-point debut by new acquisition Ryan Spooner, who came over with a first-round pick and a couple other players for the aforementioned Nash. Minnesota also beat San Jose in overtime with the same 3-2 scoreline, and it nearly went to OT if it weren't for a goal by Jared Spurgeon with 12 seconds left. The high-scoring matchup of the day was Edmonton and Anaheim, as the Oilers beat the Ducks 6-5 in the shootout as, who else, Connor McDavid. He sealed it up on the final shot. Ryan Strome, he's been a guy that's been on our value list lately, and he had 2 goals on only 2 shots. Talk about being efficient. And the Ducks, they had some pretty Yevgeny-worthy performances of their own, as Ryan Getzlaf had a goal and 3 assists, and Rickard Rakell had the rare hat trick in a loss.
Man, that's like hitting a 60-foot putt, except it was somebody else's ball.
Ooh, that's tough. Over on the West Coast, Jacob Markstrom, he made 41 saves to lead the Canucks to a 3-1 win over the Coyotes. Daniel Sedin, who was on yesterday's value list, he added 2 goals and now has 5 goals in just as many games. Like Ryan Strome, and in true Swedish minimalist style, Sedin also scored his 2 goals on only 2 shots. He's coming on strong lately, kind of like that IKEA table that you bought last October, but you just decided to assemble last week. I, for one, am happy to get back to some night hockey because weekend afternoons are my nap time. So, Philly, how about tonight's matchups?
We got 5 games today. Only Vancouver playing on a back-to-back as they head to Colorado. We got Washington at the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets have lost 9 of their last 13, sucking it up nicely. I'm picking Washington. Steve, who you got?
Going with the Caps as well.
Philadelphia at Montreal. The Habs lost 7 of their last 8 and most of their dignity, including 2 to the Flyers in that span, who are 9-0-1 in the last 10. I gotta keep going. I gotta roll Philly. What do you think, Steve?
I'm with you right there.
Toronto at Tampa Bay. Big time game. Austin Matthews out for the night. I'm going Tampa Bay.
I'll just roll with you on this one because I don't really have much to say about this.
Vancouver at Colorado. Don't really care.
Nope, don't give a shit.
Vegas Golden Knights at the LA Kings. Flip a coin on this one. The bookies agree. I'm picking heads.
I'll go with tails.
All right, Steve, who's hot?
Well, we got a couple names on the hot list that you should recognize, and a couple new ones too. Starting with Nazem Kadri, 6,500 for Toronto. He's got 5 goals and 9 points in his last 6 games, and he should feature a little more prominently in the offense with Austin Matthews out tonight, like Philly just told you. Another center, Braden Point, 6,200 for Tampa Bay. The aptly named Point has 5 of them in the last 4 games, all of them being goals. And he can pass too, as he had 3 games with assists in a row before that. So if you do the math, he's on a nice little 7-game point streak. Left winger, Alex Ovechkin, 7,900 for Washington, teammate of Yevgeny Kuznetsov. Ovi's on pace for another 50-goal season and has 4 in his last 4 games. They play tonight against the Blue Jackets team that Philly told you they're playing pretty poorly this month. Left wing, Claude Giroux, 7,100 for Philly. Both of the Flyers and the Giroux are surging right now, as he's got 8 points in his last 4 games and 16 in his last 9. He's locked in again for me tonight against a hapless Habs squad. Left wing, Daniel Sedin, 4,100 Vancouver. The Twin had a pair of goals last night and is still extremely cheap. Sneak peek, you'll definitely see his name show up on the value list. Right wing, Nikita Kucherov, 7,800 for Tampa Bay. He's got back-to-back multi-point games and now 5 of them this month. He keeps justifying his price tag. And last month he only had 2 goals and 28 shots, but this month he's gotten 6 and 58 shots. So just get the puck on the net, boys. Right wing, Riley Smith, 6,800 for Vegas. Another great game for the Vegas winger last time out. He posted 3 assists in their 6-3 win over the Canucks. He's got 9 points in his last 5 games and 18 in the last 12 since the All-Star break. And Victor Hedman on defense, 6,600 for Tampa Bay. If Daniel Sedin's the desk you bought at IKEA, Hedman's the half-ton armoire you ordered online, and you couldn't get it into your hatchback when you got there to pick it up. But it's good to be 6'6" when you're a mobile defenseman, and Hedman's got 6 points in his last 5 games. And Shane Gostisbehere, 6,100 for Philadelphia. Your one-stop source for all of Ghost Bear related news. He's got a nice little 3-game point streak started back up. But on a little side note, I want to show you guys here. He runs the Ghost Bear Foundation, which is dedicated to supporting ill and disabled children, at-risk or endangered animals, and programs dedicated to aspiring hockey athletes. So with that, I'll be donating all my lineup profits this week to the Ghost Bear Foundation, and I'd love suggestions from you guys on who to feature next week. If you know of an NHL player doing great things with their charity work, let us know in the comments. Philly, get us started with the Slump Buster.
Wow, that was amazing, Steve. I had no idea you were doing that. That's fantastic. Last night's Slump Buster, Scory Perry did not find the back of the net, but he ended up with 3 assists in the game. So I'm gonna qualify that as a successful busting up that slump. Tonight's Slump Buster, Gabriel Landeskog, aka Landy, the Avs fan favorite, only has 4 points in his last 11 games, but is still on pace for a 60-point season. Colorado takes on Vancouver. Vancouver, 7th worst defense, and they suck. Let's just get it real. I think Gabriel Landeskog gets on the board tonight. I think I need to pick Slump Busters with easier names to pronounce, and I think Steve needs to get us caught up on the value picks.
Got you covered, man. We will start on center with Tyler Toffoli, 4,900 for the LA Kings. Next up, we got Nolan Patrick, 4,800 for Philly. Lars Eller, 3,700 for Washington. Tyson Jost, 3,300 for Colorado. And Ryan Carpenter, 3,200 for the Vegas Golden Knights, which I accidentally wrote as Vancouver. Sorry, guys. However, from Vancouver, left wing Daniel Sedin, 4,200. Left wing Andrei Burakovsky, 3,500 for Washington. And left wing Michael Raffle, $2,800 for Philadelphia. He's kind of my quote-unquote raffle ticket for tonight because just kind of a hunch.
Clever.
Right wing, Adrian Kempe, $3,500 for LA. Connor Brown, $3,300 for Toronto. And on defense, we got a bunch of names that you should remember from the last few years. Matt Niskanen, $3,800 for Washington. Michael Del Zotto, $3,400 for Vancouver. Anton Strawman faces his old team, $3,200. Braden McNabb, $3,200. He was a great pick the last time he was out. And Derek Forbert, $3,000 for the Kings. And only one goalie on the value slate tonight, and that's Jonathan Quick, $7,400. Maybe drawing a little bit of a tough matchup against the Golden Knights tonight, but Jonathan Quick, he's won a cup before. Get him in your lineup.
Woo!
So
Nice
Philly,
picks, buddy.
who you got for Player of the Night?
I got lots. That's what I got. SPN lineup special player of the day. Get him in your SPN lineup special roster for your chance to win $10 in NLC No Limit Coin on Crypto Fantasy Sports. Today's player, center from Washington, 5,800, Yevgeny Kuznetsov.
Yevgeny.
Get him in your lineups. You could win $10, as I mentioned 2 or 3 or 4 times already. All right? Make sure to check us out on Twitter at SPN Lineups for injuries, news, updates, Facebook, Instagram at No Limit Fantasy Sports. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button if you watched the video. Hit the like button because I told you to. Leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel. Check out CryptoFantasySports.com. All the links below. Good luck. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good one.